Welcome to Vegas Circle with Paki and Chris. And my guy Chris actually on a plane, man, so he's going to miss out on this one. But today, joining the circle, I got these two brothers that been killing the game, man, from theme music. One of them I've known all my life. I've watched his success from everything he's been doing, from producing, being an artist. He's worked on multiple networks from Fox Sports 1, E! Entertainment, A&E, the Big Ten Network with Chicago Bears. I got my brother Ryan Gayles, a.k.a. AList. We also have the artist and poet. Lyrically, I'm going to be honest with you guys. You got to pay attention to him, man. He's up there, man. Seriously. He's really up there with some of the top artists like Black Thought, Mos Def, KRS-One, just lyrically a beast. He's got a spoken word series on ESPN. You've seen him on multiple broadcasts such as Yahoo Sports, Bleacher Report, and has a new album out called Entry Level, Mr. Yaw Geez. So thanks for joining the circle, fellas. It's good to see y'all.
That was very flattering. Thank you very much, man. I appreciate that. That was dope.
Yeah,
no
but
doubt.
you got a little mix up. The latest project is the Bassment. Entry level was his first joint.
Yeah.
Oh, I got it mixed up. That's my fault.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's not your fault, really. I re-released Entry Level on digital streaming platforms probably later.
You just dropped it again.
Okay, that's what it was. Cause I saw it on iTunes, man, and I was like, man, because Ryan been telling me about you for a while.
Yeah.
And I really tapped in over the last couple of months, and I said, okay, this dude's serious, man. So I'm happy to have y'all, man. So first I got to ask, Ryan, I know you're from Chicago. I grew up with Ryan. Yaw's from New York. So I got to ask y'all, man, how did y'all put theme music together, man? How did you brothers connect?
You want to take that out? Or you want me to take it?
I'll take it. So like you said earlier, Ryan and I have been doing this type of content for a long time. You know what I mean? I know he was separately, yeah. I know he was at Fox for a while, and I was at ESPN, kind of trying to get my performance and my projects and my art going. And we kind of linked up just by happenstance. We had a couple mutual friends. We ended up in the Xbox group together a few years back, and we just played Xbox and got cool through music and just chatting in group chats, And as time went on, we just decided, like, he was still doing projects, and I was still doing projects here and there, and we decided, let's just do something together. It was the middle of the pandemic. We were trying to figure out what the next move was.
And, hold on. Let me interject right there.
Okay.
Because see, me and Yaw, we've known each other close to 10 years. And through all of just the, like, knowing each other, talking on the Xbox, you know what I'm saying? I went out to New York a couple times just to kick it with him, you know what I'm saying? And just enjoy the city or whatever. We had never worked together. We had never done anything. Even though I always knew he was nice, you know what I'm saying? He knew what I was doing was dope, but we had just never really, like, done anything. The thing that sparked us was he asked me one day, he asked me for a few beats. This is probably like 4 years ago. He asked me for a few beats.
Probably like 2014, 15, something like that.
Yes, it's somewhere like that. I send him some joints. He doesn't tell me what he picks. He then proceeds to record his album and tells me, oh, by the way, I use this for the album. It's ready to go. I said, bro, that joint ain't mixed at all. It's like, it's not mixed at all. That can't fly. So I said, look, I'm going to come to New York. I'm going to come out there and I'm going to bring the mixed version of it and you can relay it. I walk in the studio. His engineer, who I've never met, who now is my man, he's super cool, but we never met each other. He says, I say, yo, what's up, man? Hey, listen, he's like, oh, what's going on, Prime, man? He's like, yeah, that's my man that did Johnny 5 on the album. I was like, yeah, man, we finna re-record that. Prime was like, are you crazy? We're not touching that. I said, yo, with all due respect, it's my beat, yo. It wasn't right. You know what I'm saying? And when I played him the mixed version, everybody in the room was like, okay, he didn't mess it up. Because a lot of times when you touch something that people think is perfect,
you
can mess it up.
For me, and for me, a lot of the times, a lot of my experiences, I've always unquestionably probably had the best ear in the room, and that wasn't necessarily the case with Ryan. You know what I'm saying? It was a lot of for me. I was like, I didn't re-record the whole song. I recorded the third verse because it sounded good when we placed the verses. But like I said, sometimes you need that you need another ear, somebody to tell you like, yo, listen, this might be able to work. You know what I mean? Or just say, hey. And like I said, like for me, I know my rhymes, and I know somebody tells me something about my rhymes, and I know I need to fix it.
Yeah.
I have to fix it no matter what anybody says. And I feel like that same respect had to be given to him because he knows his beat. He knows it should be better. He knows when he made it. So it was a give and take. I think, and that's always the artist, draw.
Yeah. And I think that was the beginning of us kind of learning to trust each other. You know what I'm saying? Because he thought his joint that he did over the rough beat was perfect. Like even he told me, this is my wife's favorite song. If you screw it up, she's gonna let you hear about it.
Yeah, but bro,
I say, yo, look, I know what I'm doing. He hadn't even heard the mix yet. I said, I know what I'm doing. He plays it, re-records it. His wife walks in the room and she said, it's better. I know. I know. You gotta trust it.
About y'all, man. It's just like I gotta interrupt you for a second too, because you don't even know this, man. I had hit Ryan like, yo, what you doing? Who you working with? I had heard the John Morant thing that y'all had did, man. It blew up, man. It went viral. And for our listeners that don't know, man, they did the NBA video for Rookie of the Year for John Morant for the Memphis Grizzlies. And it came on everybody's radar. What y'all are doing when y'all put it together, I don't know how to explain it, but it just works. Like the collaboration which y'all did together, it works and it just feels right.
You know what it was? You know what it was? The John Morant piece was the start of the pandemic. Right. And we were both kind of just like in limbo with certain things. And I just hit him one day and was just like, yo, look, I'm stepping back from doing more of the artist thing and I'm really focusing on producing. We've both been in this television world separately. Why don't we try to do something together for no money? It's going to be our idea. Because you gotta know, in television networks, they don't like to pay you a lot of bread.
They don't.
They think music should be free. It's like, if you go, think about this. If you go to the club and the promoters have a bad night, there's only 50 people in the club, what's the first thing they do? They go to the DJ and say, hey man, we had a slow night. Because they think music should just be complimentary. But music is what makes what you want to do work. Mm-hmm. So me and Yaw said, let's put something together to where we do everything ourselves. We shoot the visuals, I do the music, you do the bars, and we build something that now we can name our price because it's ours. We own everything that has to do with it.
Yeah.
So I just had a beat in the stash that was crazy. And I said, yo, this is gonna be, it's a sample, it don't matter because we're not putting it on television, we're just gonna throw it online. But the whole thing was the execution. The execution process couldn't have been better.
Yeah.
It couldn't have been better.
I agree. I 100% agree.
Just as far as how we lined it up. A lot of people don't know, we recorded the John Morant piece
in like May.
Before that. It was before that. It was before because May is in the middle of the or maybe we recorded it, but you wrote it.
No,
we had it in the stack.
We recorded the song in March.
Okay.
The video,
the premise.
Yeah.
The premise of the idea was probably developed in like January because John was going crazy. And we were just like, yo.
I actually recorded it the day before the NBA shut everything down.
Man. Okay.
Just the perfect timing, man. That's just perfect timing, perfect energy, man. And that came out radar. I mean, that went viral. Twitter. I mean, a lot.
This is the
matter of fact. I think you got picked up by Memphis too. Didn't you get an interview with the Memphis Grizzlies and the whole nine? Right?
Yeah. Got an interview with the Memphis. I forget the name of the show, but it was a Memphis, basically a morning digital show that they have a big following too. So they asked interview in the morning.
The day after. But you know what's crazy? The crazy thing was the premise of the idea was born in January when John was just going crazy and Zion was sitting out. So we like, yo, John's gonna win Rookie of the Year. Let's do a joint for Ja and we'll just sit on it and we'll have it for when the announcement. So then you think he records it before the shutdown. Then there's the shutdown. Then they come back. Now we're into the summer. And they finally make the announcement, and we've got the visuals, the song ready. Mm-hmm. So as soon as they drop the announcement on Twitter, we drop the video. and it just went crazy. It was the execution couldn't have been more perfect.
Yeah. See, y'all got some strategic plans, man. I mean, guys, I mean, they've been doing a lot of stuff from the HBCUs. One of my favorite ones y'all did, and I hit Ryan on this too, was the John Thompson piece. And y'all got to talk about that, man. That piece right there, man, gave me goosebumps, man, because I'm a big John Thompson fan. He's just I mean, honestly, I'll just say this. I mean, he's impacted most Black men's lives, man, honestly. Just from everything he's talked about, from what he did with Allen Iverson, just everything. I mean, you guys know the history. I just want y'all to talk about it. I don't want to talk about it. So
if you're anywhere between the ages of like 30 and like 45, 50, you know what I mean? Like John Thompson has had some type of, a Black kid, John Thompson has had some type of impact in your life. Either when you were watching Patrick Ewing in the 80s, or you're watching Zoe and you're just watching the whole brand evolve, you're watching Dikembe, then all this, obviously, then you get the cultural icon of Allen Iverson, you know what I mean? Along with just the brand that is Georgetown and John Thompson, and just, it was, and I said it in the song, it was literally like Black people's like unofficial HBCU, you know what I mean? So, you know, when he passed, Brian came with the idea to do something, and I was against it because sometimes I don't like to do something just on a whim, you know what I mean? Sometimes I like
right.
And we end up doing it. We end up doing it over one of our beats with a sample. And and even when I was writing it, I didn't love it because it wasn't grabbing me as much as it should have been. And we had it in the stash, and then just randomly I get a call from one of my guys that works Undefeated, and he's like, "Hey, yo, you guys got we're trying to get something for Black History Month. You guys got anything on deck? Anything you want to try?" And I was thinking to myself, I was like, nothing really, but we did just do this John Thompson piece, so maybe we could do something on Black coaches. And so that was kind of like the idea that's kind of spawned that idea for the series of this Black History Month.
Okay.
And so you know, we had to redo the beat. Ryan redid the beat so it could be a more TV friendly, because you know you can't samples. You know, you got
can't sample.
Sample, so you know, make them everything original, but it came out really dope. The music.
Well, you know, a key with it is, again, execution. A lot of people don't realize when Yaw did the interview with the Grizzlies, that was literally the first thing we had done together, as far as theme music wise.
That's what I thought.
They asked him on the interview, "What are you guys working on next?" Yeah, I was like, "Well, we got an idea for the John Thompson piece." Yeah, but it was literally like, I don't know, maybe John Thompson, but we didn't know. You know what I'm saying? This was a year before. Wow. You know what I'm saying? And we were.
And I said it blindly just because I knew we had recently talked about it, what we were doing. The first thing that came to my mind, I was like, we weren't even sure if we were gonna do it, but we said it kind of manifested itself, you know?
Yeah.
Man, that's powerful, man. Everything, and I'm just saying this, and I might be biased, but I'm not biased, because if you listen to it, it just makes sense. And you guys have worked on a lot of projects. And one other one I wanted to add on there is the Lakers project, the Lakers championship video y'all did.
Yeah, that was hard.
Man, that one was serious, man. Who came up with that? Was that like a collaborative thing, or what? How did
we come up with that one? Oh, you know what it was?
That was
we came up with the idea. We came up with the idea, and we were gonna sell it to Spectrum.
Okay.
But they didn't want to give us the bag we wanted. So we said, it doesn't matter. We're going to throw it online and it's going to go crazy.
Yeah.
And it did.
It went crazy. It went crazy. I can't lie. So even that one, I wasn't sure about, because, you know, for me, the particular zone that I was in as an artist at that point, I wasn't loving it. I wasn't loving how I was. And I hadn't been in the booth in a long time either. You know what I mean? And so I was like, when I got in there, I was just like, I don't like the way this, it didn't feel correct. You know what I mean? Because like anything, if you were not doing it for a while, it's gonna feel a little awkward to you. You know what I mean? So I didn't really feel it. But Ryan was like, "Yo, everything was there. It's good." He went and mixed it, and we shot the video. That's another crazy story, because so the Lakers had went up 2-0, and we felt like they were gonna sweep. So we were like, "Yo, we gotta do this song and this video immediately, just to make sure." We wanted to kind of keep the same strategy that we had with John Moran. We wanted to make sure as soon as it was done, it dropped. Or the next, or the day after, because we wanted the championship footage as well. We wanted to get them raising the trophy, so we were going to wait a day. But they got to 2-0, and then it was 3-0. It was 3-0, right?
Yeah, I think it went 3-1, and then it went 4. Yep.
Then so we were scrambling to try to figure out how to shoot the video. And then like when they went up 3-0, the day after they went up 3-0, we went to somewhere in Brooklyn to go shoot the video, and they had the big Kobe Bryant mural. So, you know, I also mentioned that Kobe Bryant in the song was also a thing we had to do, because we both respect Kobe Bryant.
Of course. course.
We always homage to Mr. Bean. You know what I mean, Mr. Bean Bryant. So, and it just worked out. The colors, the edit. My man Kofi, shout out to media. He's really that's my main videographer. He's been my main videographer for like the last 3 years, and I've known him for a long time. He really started getting into videography recently, and the chemistry's been really good. A lot of the visuals we've done for theme music. A lot of the visuals he's done for my own individual music have been really good, so well received. So
I mean that was one thing we wanted to make sure we did, like, because I would tell when he would send like visuals for, like, I remember when he sent the visuals for, because he did Dusain and Sully, right?
He did Dusain and Sully, yep. He did Dusain and Sully.
Did he do What Up Though?
Did What Up Though? Yeah.
All of these videos are just like immaculate. Like, just the quality is. I was just like, bro, if we got somebody in house that could give us this kind of quality that we can count on to work at the pace that we're working.
Where's he from? New York?
From New York.
Okay.
He's from New York. Yeah.
But he works at the same pace that we were. Like, me and Yaw are like, it's refreshing because we've both been in situations to where we have to wait on something or wait on somebody or whatever.
That's annoying.
With us,
yep.
With us, it's all like, yo, I got an idea. All right, and we'll just jump on FaceTime and we'll flush it out. And I'll be like, all right, when I got a beat, I'll send it to you, or I'll send you a sketch, and then I'll send him a sketch, and then he'll go with the rhyme, and then he'll be like, yo, I'm ready. I'm going to record. All right, cool. Let me set up the session here for the mix. So as he send it to me, I go in and mix it. Then we send it to Cove. He do his thing with the visuals, and it's just like it's literally like a train. You know what I'm saying? It just it works perfectly. There's no pushback. There's no wait, maybe we should do this, or maybe we should try this. It's none of that. It's just trusting our instincts and trusting each other to do what we all do well.
Most definitely.
What's up, man? Man, I'm so proud of y'all, man. It's awesome to be able to see what y'all are doing. Seriously, man. I mean, y'all on everybody's radar, first take. And y'all out there, man. And I forgot to ask y'all, what does theme music mean, man? Like, what is the meaning behind that?
Well, I came up with it. I ran it past y'all when we were having just a casual conversation one day. And we had already decided that we were going to probably be trying to do some really dope things within sports. And then we were like, yo, a lot of these sports or these athletes that are great at what they do come off as superhuman figures. What does every superhero need? He needs his theme music.
They need it, 100%.
I ran it past Yaw. Yaw was like, I like that. Like, bet, let's do it. And that was it.
Makes sense. Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. Theme Music Inc. And then, Ryan, I want to jump back just for a quick second, man, because I want the listeners to be able to know just your history, because you've been doing this for a long time, and I know Yaw has too. Over 20 years, man, I don't watch the grind. What do you think it takes? You have worked with Best Damn Sports Show with John Sally and these cats. Like, behind the scenes, like, what's the process like? People don't really know the work that gets put in for that, and the corporate world behind it too, and then you get kind of branching off to go independent. Can you kind of just share a piece of that? And I want to get y'all's perspective on that too.
Well, with me, my whole journey started accidentally. You know what I'm saying? P called me one day. I was working a terrible job.
You talking about Paul Irvin, right? Mutual friend Paul Irvin.
Shout out to P. You know what I'm saying? He calls me one day and he's just like, yo, he's working at Best Damn. I'm working for the Chicago Board of Education, making the worst money ever. So he's like, he calls me one day and he's just like, yo, they trying to get Meth and Red to do like a song for the playoffs, but I don't think it's gonna work because they got a sitcom with Fox and it's contracts or whatever. I'm gonna just drop your CD off and see if they'll let you do it. They'll probably pay you like $3,000. I was like, what? He was like, yeah, man. He called me back in like an hour, was like, yo, can you do it? I was like, man, you can have it tomorrow. What? Got it done. And from that, they signed me to do the whole season for football. And, from that, the executive producer leaves, he goes to E, calls me with an idea. Yo, we want to do something for Hollywood Gossip. Can you bring that here? I was like, I don't know how that's going to sound, but I'm with it. Let's try to bring it to life. That works. That lasts 4.5 years. Then I pivot, got asked to do a score for a song called, or a show called, what was it? Runaway, something on A&E. But they wanted to use one of my records for a score.
I remember that.
Cool.
Yep.
Gave that to them, went to Big Ten, and then it was just, everything is just like, you roll with the punches, but you understand that there are going to be hot moments and there are going to be cool moments. But you just got to know how to maneuver through it. And during the moments of those cool moments, be able to create your own kind of thing to where now it's not them asking you to do something for them. It's like, what are you working on that we can use? Okay. You know what I'm saying? And that's kind of how we got. I mean, just like I told you, so the guy hit him and was like, hey, you guys got anything in the stash? Like, that's how people come at us now because they know what we're doing.
That makes a lot of sense. Before I answer that to Yaw, what's your perspective on it? Because I know you work with ESPN and a lot of things behind the scenes too. What's your perspective on just kind of corporate world and then just kind of branching because you're in control. You're not waiting for that. You know what I mean? You kind of got the pulse.
Yeah, and for me, it was a little different because I was actually working in the corporate space when it happened. So like when I got out of college, I was working at ESPN in like an actual like TV role. I was working in programming at first, you know what I mean? And I was like, at that point, 22, 23 years old, didn't think I was going to be rapping again. I was just like, you know what? I'm ready to start my career. And then, you know, you settle in and you realize that this corporate thing isn't like everything that you thought it was going to be, you know what I mean? And I went back to rap as an outlet. So that those are ups and downs of it as well. I started rapping again as an outlet, you know what I mean? Put out an album, sent it around. A couple people liked it. Some people liked it. Like Scott Van Pelt had got wind of it and liked it. And we developed a rapport from there. And you know, I ended up getting a gig at ESPN to do. I ended up doing this spoken word series called The Journey. But then shortly after that, I got laid off. You know what I'm saying? So right when I was going to like start to really like etch my kind of my foot in the space, I was out of the space. You know what I mean? It was like it was tough. You know what I mean? I wasn't getting the gigs because I wasn't around the people. You know what I mean? I was like trying to figure it out. And I started working for a hospital and in a corporate office again, and it was like I didn't think it was ever going to happen again. But then it's this whole thing. What I've realized about everything in this world is really about who you know. I'm working at for a hospital in their corporate office doing, you know, taking calls and doing all type of clerical work. Didn't think it was going to happen again. And then one of my homeboys hit me and was like, yo, I got an opportunity for you. It's gonna be free. I can't pay you, but you'll be on TNT's website. And I was like, cool. That just being cool with people and people being in your mind for certain things, like that's always kept me, you know, at least at the forefront of people's minds to be able to think of me when they think of a project that they want, or think something rap-wise, or think something spoken word that they want. They'll call me now. You know what I mean?
I like how y'all.
I want to piggyback on that because I think that's one thing a lot of people don't recognize is how important it is to keep strong relationships with people in the industry. Because my deal, I did Fox Sports 1. I did NFL, the whole NFL season for Fox Sports 1. That deal happened because I happened to be in LA. P calls me, what you doing? Nothing, driving around, enjoying the weather. He was like, you gonna go up to Fox and see Hughes? I was like, I hadn't thought about it. Why? He was like, dog, go see him. He the man now. He was like one of the guys that used to be like on the lower tier during the best damn days. So now we're 8 years after that, he like, yo, he the man now. Just go holler at him, say what's up. I go up there, basketball shorts, t-shirt, walk on the Fox campus, kick it with him. And he's like, so what you got going on in Chicago? And I'm like, man, you know, I'm doing a lot more producing, you know, got better. I might have something for you. When you get home, see if you can put something together for this. We got a show with Randy Moss and somebody else. And he was just like, put something together for that. Let's pitch it. I went home immediately, dropped it, gave it to him. He called me 3 days later and said, how much do you want to do the season? This was all random. And it's like that kind of stuff, having those relationships to where you could just pull up on somebody and just be like, hey man, how you doing? Mm-hmm. You never know what that conversation could lead to.
Also, you know, I gotta piggyback on. I mean, I know you guys know Malcolm Gladwell, the 10,000 hours, and all that stuff. Look, you've been doing this. Both of y'all been doing this for a long time, so it's not an accident. Yeah. Let's not get it twisted. It's not an accident. I mean, I know you've been doing this since we've been teenagers, man. So it's no joke, man, and it's a beautiful thing when it comes into fruition. But the other thing is now you guys got the ball. You know what I mean? And you could actually pass it when you want to pass it. You're not waiting for, you know, other people to do it, man. It's just working, man, with the whole, you know, with the whole fam, man. It's just a great thing, man. Now, just to pivot for 1 second, man, I had saw this and it tripped me out. And this is kind of just a two-part question for you. I had saw the highlights for the Nike game between Nigeria and Ghana because I followed Jadena. And I'm like, wait a minute. So I'm doing I'm a journalist. So I go back and do my research because I had saw the Jadena thing a while back, and I said, wait a minute, I didn't know Yaw was looping on that. So how did this happen, man? Talk about it a little bit. I did not know.
Here we go with this.
Squad.
Oh boy. So
we'll get sidetracked for 1 second, listeners.
So Paki, to be complete, I heard about you as a hooper as well. I heard you used to get it in a little bit. So you know.
I shoot dust now. That was 20 years ago.
Yeah. So here's how that happened. I have a good friend that works at Twitter, and he calls me up one day and he says, "Yo, do you want to hoop at the Nike gym?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure. Like, what's up?" He's like, "Yeah, they want me to hoop, but I don't like hooping in front of people right now. He's a little old. He's out of shape. He likes to when he's in shape, he'll hoop, but he's like he doesn't want to be out there looking bad." And I said, "Okay, cool. I'll come through and hoop." He said, "You want to come hoop? Jadena's gonna be there." So I'm like, "Oh, okay, cool. Like, that's what's up." And I get to the gym. You know what I mean? This is probably in like August. I get to the gym. You know, it's me and him in the gym. Only people in the gym. You know what I'm saying? Just me and him shoot. He's shooting at one end, I'm shooting at another end. And, you know, like 15, 20 minutes come by. He comes over. He's like, "Yo, what's good? You know what I mean? What's your name?" And I'm like, "Okay, it's because he a cool cat." You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yep.
Cool. So we start hooping, won a couple games together. You know, I ended up leaving early. I ended up having to leave early. And I didn't even realize he was leaving, but we were in the locker room. We were just chatting about life and just, you know, he was living in New York and trying to move back to New York and, you know, just a whole bunch of shit or whatever the case may be.
Yep.
So later on that year, I'm in Ghana and I'm at a party. You know, we were a special invited party, and
had to throw that in.
Yeah, I know. You're so humble. I ain't gonna let you pass on that, y'all. You're so humble, man.
Not everyone can get in this part.
Exactly.
I mean, bro, listen, if you go to the pictures, the pictures will show. It's on my IG page. Like the pictures of the party, you're gonna see people even like, okay, I don't know how you got in that party, but I know I couldn't get in that party. So
I got you.
So Jadena walks in, and it's, like I said, it's about 4 or 5 months removed from the last time I saw him. You know, he's a superstar, whatever the case may be. So I see him, and you know, I walk up to him. I'm just walking up to my wife. You know, what I'm saying, I told him I'm gonna go say what's up, and I say, "Yo, Jadena was good." I'm about to shake his hand, and I'm like, "You probably don't remember me." And he interrupts me. He's like, "I do remember you." Said we hooped together at Nike, and I was like, "Okay, cool. Like, you know, we're good."
You got some game, y'all. That's game.
I don't say too much. Ryan laughing over there, but Ryan though.
We're not gonna talk about basketball with Ryan. I ain't gonna get on.
We're not doing that. We're not doing it because Paki gonna.
We done had some wars for 30, 40 years.
So Jadena was actually the one who mentioned it to me, and he was like, "Yo," I'm hearing they're trying to do a game, Black History Month, Nigeria versus Ghana. You try to get on, and I was like, "Who's involved with that?" And he mentioned a guy I knew, a dude by the name of Abdul, but I didn't know Abdul like that, right? So remember, my homeboy works at Twitter. I get back from Ghana. I'm randomly in the gym, and I'm like, "Yo, have you heard about this Ghana Nigeria game that's gonna happen in Nike?" He's like, "I'm gonna be the coach for the Nigeria team," and I was like, "Yo, bruh, you have to find a way to get me on that team, on the Ghana team."
What's up? And that's the first one, right? That was the first one they did, right?
Yeah. First one, I said I have to be a part of this. If you're my man, my homie,
yeah,
and you're coaching,
make that call.
Find a way to get me on the other team. Have to, and he did. It was really nothing. Like, he made a call. I was on the squad. It was a good time. We lost. Nigerians are very tall and athletic. Short. So it was tough out. It was a close game. We fought, but yo, they got all the length, and they had pros out there. They had what's the guy? Manuel Acho out there. They had I don't know. It was tough game.
Dennis, cool, I saw it.
Very cool cat. You know what I mean? Much respect to Jadena. No question.
Yeah, I saw. I didn't get a chance to meet Jadena. I had to shout him out because I had seen him in LA right before the pandemic. Man, we had went to LA and went to his concert, and it was so funny. I just saw the side piece. My son was so mad, so he was crying in the hotel room. My wife was filming him. And I ended up posting, or my wife posted it online, and Jadena gave us some love, man. So it was funny because he wanted to go to his concert.
Hold on, yeah. Let me tell you something real quick.
Yeah,
Paki is the most I belong talking to anybody, dude, on earth.
We ain't gonna get on that.
No. Let me just tell you one thing. This is how I know when he says, I saw you dinner and I hollered at, like, dog, we were at a stoplight.
I know you go.
Stoplight in LA, like 15 years ago. We were at a stoplight in LA.
I already know where you're going.
At like 2 a.m, we're at a stoplight. Car pulls up. It's Jamie Foxx with like 3 chicks in the car. Paki, we look like, oh shit, it's Jamie Foxx. Paki look over like, yo, Jamie, you about to get on, yo?
Yo, I'm crying right now, man.
Look, he will do that to anybody.
Look, that's why I'm in the podcast business. I'm happy Chris ain't on here because Chris makes fun of me so much, man, because I'm a networker, man. I love people, man. And I love talking to people.
Jamie, one of them dudes who will be like, yo, we got to go party, come through. He'll do that.
I stopped him at the light. I literally stopped him at the light.
What you want to get into, bro? You know what I mean?
I knew you was going to say something crazy, man. That's funny, man. I completely forgot about that.
I'm not mad at it.
I got to ask y'all, man, just to switch subjects, man, and I'm going to try to hold my emotions. Thoughts on the King DMX, man? Y'all both hip hop heads. Man, it's amazing. I never met DMX. I never met anybody like that, Nipsey or anybody. But I cried over both of them brothers, man. And what's your thoughts on DMX, man? Just on a positive side, and how he's impacted both of y'all's lives, both being MCs.
Go ahead, yeah.
I'm gonna keep saying this, and particularly for me, if you grew up anywhere around this coast in the '90s, man, like DMX is a superhero. He is an icon, like a legend. Honestly, other than Snoop Dogg, I'm not sure if there's been a bigger rap superstar than DMX.
You're right, man. Straight up. Yep.
Especially for longevity purposes.
Longevity, like albums. I mean,
and there's nobody like him.
Nobody was like before or after. Like you can, and the voice, the presence, just what he gave you on record. You know what I mean? And back then, I mean, Slippin' hits so different now. The immediacy of that song for me. So, the whole week, we heard about what was going on with X in the hospital and things like that. And then, like, I'm in the post office and the news crossed. I just finished. I was like, damn. So I literally just went outside and as I was walking home, I threw on Slippin'. I couldn't even contain myself, yo.
Yeah, like, man. Straight up.
All the way home. Because it's like, yo, we really just lost an absolute giant in rap. Yeah. And then when you listen to Slippin' is just such a song that's like almost like, I don't want to say premonitionary, but it's almost like an autobiography as far as what he went through in his entire life and how it. You know what I'm saying? Can't Slippin'. You got to get up, but you got to get up though. You know what I mean? And then
it's true.
So X is a fighter, man. You know what I mean? And I think the thing that affected me most was just knowing about addiction and how much people fight it, and when you lose. Because I know X was fighting, you know what I mean? X was fighting. You know what I'm saying? So that in itself is just a hurtful part for me. And like also to just add the third layer, it's just like for us, for our black superheroes and our black pillars and icons and legends, we don't make it to 50. The men don't make it past 50. And it's just like Michael Jackson died at 50 and Nipsey was in 30.
Shit, Prince.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Man, yo.
Like, can we? Like, I just want to see my legends grow old. Like Rolling Stone is still touring. This guy is what 70 something, still touring.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like I want that for us. I want us to be able to live through and tell the stories. You know what I mean? Tell the stories and give us the insight going all the way into their 70s and 80s, if possible, if the good Lord allows it. So. That's it for me. Rest in peace to the great DMX, man. I had to sit there and I had to journal. I haven't journaled in a long time, and I woke up at like 3 o'clock because I had to just really pick up a pen. I haven't picked up a pen in a long time, and I just had to write. You know what I mean? And it was it's very very enlightening and a very just a very I think numbing feling for
I hit Brian that day, but I want to hear what you have to say too. I already know. What's your thought?
I don't even think. In regards to X, I can say it any better. Like I just would just piggyback off of what he said. I met DMX once in a club in Chicago way back in the day, and I was like jealous because this super bad chick was all over him, and I was just like standing right next to him, like, wow, that's amazing. But whatever. But I was just like, man, I had a headache that day, bro. Like when I heard that news, like I just had a headache. But I don't want to speak over what Yaw said about DMX because he said everything that I would say. What I will say, I want to speak on Nipsey because the Nipsey thing was really bothersome to me because I had just really locked in with him for like the last year of his life. I still remember where I was when I heard the first verse that caught my attention from him. It's probably 2015, 2016. He was on T.I.'s album. He had a verse on T.I.'s album that was just smoking. And I was like, I was calling all my friends in LA like, yo, what are Nipsey's projects? Like, I want to hear more from him. I was just blown away by that one verse. And then when Victory Lap came out, I said it that year, 2018. I said, this is album of the year. This is flawless. This is incredible. Yeah. And then I started looking at everything he's doing outside of music. And I was just like, bro, this is crazy. So when that happened to him, dog, I think we were all in the group text and were just like floored. Yeah. We couldn't believe it because we were just like, how does this happen in his own establishment? Like how? And bro, to make it, you'll probably think, and you know how I am. I'm outgoing too. I'll do some crazy shit out the box. But I was so enamored by what he was accomplishing. Last March, I went to LA and I was like, yo, I got to go over and see this mural that they did of him. Now we know it's the hood. Yeah. It's South Central LA. So I said, you know what? I had a studio session that afternoon. So I was like, let me get up early, go over there about 8:30, 9 in the morning. The Negroes won't be out yet. I was like, I was incorrect. I walk up, they are outside.
Yeah, it's a zoo.
But it wasn't. No, but this is what it was. It wasn't a zoo as far as a lot of people out there seeing the mural. It was okay. It was like the hood. The niggas was out. Gotcha. It was out, yo. And I was just like, okay. So I'm walking through this alley to get to the mural, and I see something come. I was like, oh man, I'm about to get asked some questions. I can't turn around. I'm in too deep now. It is what it is. I see them go and check this other dude. Hey, cuz, where you from? I was like, oh shit, I'm next. The dude has the audacity to say I'm from Chicago. I'm like, damn, this fool took my answer, yo. This is not gonna look right. I was like, when they check me, it's one of us is gonna get like something's gonna happen. But they came up to me. It was just like, nah, man, what's all good? Where you from, bro? I was like, I'm from Chicago. He's like, man, what's all these Chicago dudes doing out here? But they were members of Rolling 60. Yeah. And they were actually really cool. Like I sat there and I talked to them for about 20 minutes. And we talked about, a lot of the things that they were doing. And they was just like, man, we're trying to cut back on all of the violence and we're trying to build bridges with other neighborhoods because, we know that's what bro wanted and that's what he was fighting for. I was like, dog. And I told him straight up, I was like, yo, before colors, yo, y'all black, man. Mm-hmm. And y'all doing their job for them by killing each other off. Mm-hmm. For somebody you kill off, that person could be the next mayor, could be the next governor, somebody that can affect change. You never know. These is teenagers out here banging. In Chicago, you know how it is here. These is 13, 14, 15-year-old kids out here carjacking and killing people. You don't never know what that person could be when they 25. So
I think that's Ryan. I think that's one of the biggest things, man. What you're saying that's one of the most hurtful things is because he was just getting started, and that was something that was so powerful on there. That his words and just his wisdom, he was just way ahead of the game, man. I mean, I was just so jacked up. So one other thing I got to ask y'all too, man, with the pandemic and everything, what was y'all's thoughts about verses and just kind of these digital concerts moving forward? Because I don't want to clown. I love what Swiss and Timbaland are doing, but I heard 50 say something and it really caught my attention where I was like, we were doing it during the pandemic when everybody was home, but now I get it because digital, it is what it is. Everything's virtual. Yeah. So where do y'all think that's going, man? Because concerts, everything's starting to open up.
I actually understood what 50 was saying because honestly, it was a couple of the matches were getting a little tired for me, and I just didn't feel like seeing them for me.
Okay.
But
that's honest.
The other side of it, though, is just that the celebration of these artists. You know, even just looking back at it, when you lose DMX, you're just really happy he got his verses. You know what I'm saying? So I think, and just being in the space that we're in right now, where we can't go to concerts, still can't go to concerts right now. I know that's probably going to change some within the next 6 to 8 months, obviously. But
yeah, for sure.
You know,
especially in Vegas, we starting to open up, man. Probably Q4, we opening up
like that. So you know, people getting vaccines and stuff like that. But like just the lack of not being able to touch the people, have people just talk about the songs, give the stories. That's all stuff that happens at concerts and happens at live shows, and people haven't been able to give them that since before last March. You know what I mean? So I think the verses, and like I said, it works digitally because everybody's home, everybody got a phone in their hand, everybody got an iPad in their hand. So it's easy to watch and it's easy to celebrate, and it's good to see the artists sometimes come together. A lot of these artists that aren't really cool. They never really hung out. It's good to see them in that space. It's good to see them grow old together and, like I said, share the stories of. I'm a person who loves just to hear any type of '90s rap story. You know what I mean?
Always.
Any era, East, West Coast. I love to hear it. Like for us in our age group, I think it's really beneficial for us, and even people older than us. Like I said, they had Patty and Patty and Gladys out there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man, brothers, none too. Yeah, true.
You know what made it amazing though. Oh, go ahead. Yeah, I'll finish what you're saying.
I was saying, like, you just gotta celebrate all that. Like black women who came up through the game, like they're still alive. Diana Ross still alive. You know what I'm saying? She's in the verses, but you gotta appreciate our culture and the black women being able to, persevere and stay alive and still make music and still perform and still do fashion. Patty's got cookbooks and selling damn sweet potato pies in Walmart. You know what I mean? You gotta appreciate all that.
See, I look at it from a slightly different perspective. Not different because I agree with everything he said, but I look at it from the aspect of, especially in our culture, in hip hop, once you turn 35, going into your 40s, they want to get you out of there. You old, whatever. But you get to hear these catalogs that are so amazing. And a lot of these younger artists or just young people in general, they ain't never heard none of this. They don't appreciate it. See, me, my pops. What got 100%. Me into music, was him sitting around playing the Commodores and Lionel Richie and Luther Vandross and the Temptations and all of that. I grew up on all that, Marvin Gaye. This is before my time, but I grew up appreciating it. Like I can listen to Motown all day and have love for it, even though I wasn't around to see that. These young kids, they don't look at music like that. They want to hear what their era is, and that's it. And they don't really appreciate the people that paved the path. DMX, if it's no DMX, there is no NBA Youngboy. You know what I'm saying? These edgier artists that are, just troublesome. He paved the way for that to be marketable. You know what I'm saying? So it's like for them to be able to show us these matchups and these catalogs, it's just like, dude, Erykah Badu and Jill Scott had over 1 million people in their verses. They'll never be in an arena.
Yep.
They'll never be in an arena with 1 million people. But they had 1 million people viewing their verses. That's important.
Yeah.
That's important. Like for that many people to still be interested in you. And it allows these artists to rebrand themselves. Now they can work on new music because maybe now they gain new fans. So it's a dope idea. Like I'm interested to seeing how it's going to evolve as Outside opens.
Yeah.
But
that's what I was very interested to be able to see, especially with Outside open. I think virtual will still be there because the Zooms and things like that, you can still move. But I think you still got to touch the energy of being, you guys know, there's nothing like being in a building and the energy and being around people and slapping. Just everything, man. It's just, it's awesome, man. The last concert I went to was dinner. Like I said, it's kind of funny. Just unfortunate. I had plans to go. I had like 4 concerts to go to last year. I had Roots Picnic was on that list. Little Brother was on that list. Snow Allegra was on that list. And like literally, the pandemic messed all that up. So wife and I got plans, man. As soon as it opened up, we want to touch the people too. You know what I mean? Like, for sure. I like performing. You know what I'm saying? I didn't get a chance to really touch the stage myself. You know what I mean? So we're just waiting for everything to really calm down, and we can get back to at least that we need. You know what I'm saying? I 100% agree. that was one of the questions I had for you guys. What are y'all trying to accomplish for 2021, and what's the future for y'all with theme music? What do y'all want to do? Where y'all want to take it?
We want to obviously want to continue with the sports, theme music, of course, you know what I mean? But
Right.
we plan on, branching out to doing other things, other types of content for people, whether that be dramas or whatever the case may be. We want to kind of diversify ourselves a little bit. I know I have some ideas to kind of spin it into some I also have a podcast or IG live thing that I do every night. So that's a part of the thing that's helping us grow as well.
And pay attention to that. I've been watching y'all. That's a good thing, man. You bringing a lot of people out there, man. Different perspectives.
Thank you. Yeah, so for like I said, just trying to make sure we keep pushing the envelope, and we want to touch everything. Video games. We want to do it. We want to do everything. We want to make sure that our imprint is in everywhere it can be, so we can be at the forefront when you think about sports content or even just theme music content. Everybody needs theme music. Everybody wants their own type of thing. We can make, and I think that could be the the goal going forward. Just make music for any person who wants music for themselves. You know what I'm saying? With these dramas, movies, music, however they want to spin it. I think we're ready for that challenge.
Well, man, we got man. Pay attention. I'm sorry, Ryan. Go right ahead.
Oh no, I was just gonna say, I mean, we want to continue to grow, man. Whether it's, I mean, we definitely got a couple dope ideas in the chamber. You know what I'm saying, that we're getting ready to flesh out. But it's, for me, it's just being able to create freely without and being able to deal with entities that trust us. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what's important to me, where they could just tell us, like, hey, we need this. This is our budget. What do you need? And here's the date we need it by. And for that to trust us, to provide you with the quality that we're accustomed to giving everybody, that's what's important to me. And we want to continue to grow and do a lot of dope things like that. And like Yaw said, we're working on some video game content that we're going to get ready and flesh out. Hey man, I'm trying to get Yaw in album mode, but who knows?
Let's go, Yaw. Let's go. I wish Chris was on, because Chris would give y'all mad ideas about the video games, baby. Yaw, you gotta come out with that album, man.
Listen, man.
We have an idea. We have an idea for him to let me produce his next project, but he's just not an album. Dealing with artists, I tell them all, just let me produce, yo. Let me produce you.
I feel you. But listen, like for me, you gotta understand. For me, I just put out albums back to back years. I've never done that. It's a lot. It's a lot of work. You know what I mean? And based on what we're doing now, like I said, for me, but I'm always gonna keep my pen sharp, and there's always a chance that an album can drop this year, no question. You know what I mean? But we'll get there in due time, definitely.
I'm rooting for y'all, man. I'm definitely rooting for y'all. Theme music. I love what y'all doing. I'm happy to have y'all on. What's y'all social media, man? Can you put out all your social handles, your personal and the business one?
Yeah.
How people can connect with y'all.
Our IG is theme_music_inc. That's theme. Music is spelled MUZIK_INC. My handle is Yaw Geez Music, YAWGEEZ Music. That's on Twitter and IG.
Right.
And I think that, Ryan, you can go ahead and give them yours.
Mine is AList Music, or AList_music, AList_MUZIK on both IG and Twitter. So
okay.
Tap in.
Check these guys out, man. Yeah, check these guys out, man. Support them. Love what they're doing. Ryan, I'm sorry, Yaw. Yeah.
I was gonna say, tap in, like, share, comment. You know what I mean? We got a lot of good content, sports wise. Obviously, we both do the music thing as well, just on our personal side. So check us out, man. I think you'll be pleased with what you hear.
No doubt.
Yeah.
And Ryan, I got one more question for you, man. Just a personal question. How does it feel when you got dunked on by Jarrell back in the day?
That shit never happened. Hey, I told you. I told you he was gonna bring this fool up. I used to kill this fool. I used to kill this fool.
Yesterday we had a discussion about getting crossed over and getting dunked on.
I want to know this.
Yesterday.
Yeah.
Who got crossed?
Hold on. No. This is the question, Paki. Answer this question.
I know I didn't get crossed up and dunked on.
No. We were having a discussion about getting crossed over. I told Yaw, it wasn't about getting crossed over. It was about somebody hitting you when you fall. I said I've never been crossed and fallen. And we were talking about Kyrie. We had a joke about Kyrie, and he was like, yo, P said something like, yo, Kyrie will break your ankles. He'll drop you immediately. I said, yo, no one's dropping me to the floor. No one. I'm not like reaching
Kyrie's
all out of control.
Sorry, I'm a piggyback. This dude has a yo-yo in his head, and he's dropping you.
That's all.
Wait, Kyrie has a yo-yo in his head. I don't know what. He's got mitts. I don't know if he has glue.
Listen to what I'm saying though. Listen to what I'm saying.
Kyrie might get me, man, straight up.
Listen to what I'm saying though. I'm not saying he wouldn't cross the hell out of me or make any of that. I'm not hitting the floor, bro. I'm not hitting the floor. I'm giving him the J before he makes me hit the floor.
And you know what
happening.
And you know what I told him? I said, you ain't hooping with nobody real enough yet. That's just the fact of life.
Bro, it's not true. That's not true.
Kyrie's the truth, man. Kyrie is the truth.
Bro, I've been dropped by people. Like if you face somebody that's just like elite level speed, elite level handle, bruh, they're gonna have you in a tizzy. Like you're gonna hit the floor. I've seen it to me. It's happened to me. He lives
in New York, the land of the over dribblers. We don't do that out here, man. We get to the spot, we take our jumpers. He's out there playing against Hot Sauce and the Professor.
Oh, listen.
Listen. One thing I will say, this is the one thing I will say, and we ain't gonna get on that because we're gonna talk offline. But the one thing I will say, Chicago is real, man. We will knock your behind down, man. Before you ain't gonna make us look stupid.
I know the vibes.
I will never dispute Chicago hoops. I think Chicago's actually a better hoop city than New York City. But
can you say that again? Al Willis. I'm gonna call you out. Al Willis on here. Okay. Say that one more time.
I think Chicago's a better hoop city.
Okay. You heard it here first, man.
I will also say this New York guy got buckets in Chicago. That's a fact.
Man, I appreciate hanging out with y'all, man. We'll have to bring y'all back on again, man. This is love, man. I'm seriously, man. I support what y'all doing. Check them out. Vegas Circle Podcast. Subscribe with us. Listen, like, be able to check us out. We're on everything, man. iHeart, Apple, the whole nine, man. So I appreciate y'all hanging out with us, man, fellas.
Word. Appreciate it.